So the driver is such a huge club and makes a big impact on your score, and we all want to hit our driver well.
Yep.
And this tip came about because you were doing some beginner lessons and you were finding that people were struggling even just with the setup of the driver, and it made us realise that this can apply to everybody, not just beginners.
And it does apply to everyone. And when you get people to do it, they go, oh, that sounds really weird,
Yes.
but it's not.
So if you set up well, you're going to be so much better off in terms of the chance of hitting a good shot with your
Exactly.
driver.
So let me just demonstrate. Number one, we need our tee in the ground, so half the ball is above the club head.
Yes,
you don't
yes.
want it below.
So we want a fairly high tee.
So we want a high tee
Off the driver.
You don't want all the ball above, but you want some of the ball above. And the biggest thing I've found is with the driver, we're still having the same tilt forward, the same posture, but we all know the ball position is further forward. Now, the more skilled you are, the younger you are, the faster the hip rotation. It can go a little further forward. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking for the average golfer, you're better off having it one ball to a ball and a half inside your left heel.
So not right in line.
Not
with the
right
inside.
in line, no.
Yeah,
just
that's a bit too far forward.
That's a little too far forward.
Yeah.
But even when we do that, so normally we have the ball in the middle of our stance for our irons.
Yeah.
So now we go here, and our stance is a fraction wider because it's a longer club.
Gives us a better balance to have a wider stance.
And everyone is used to being over the ball. Like you can see here, I'm over the ball.
Yeah.
So as soon as I go, oh, it's further forward.
I want to lean left. Yeah, we've noticed that a lot.
Yeah, want to lean left so your weight goes left too much. But even worse, your shoulders lean forward. Now your shoulders are open, which is going to affect your downswing and make you swing very much out to in that big banana slice.
So setup is so important.
It's
so
vital.
What should we do, Dee? We've moved our ball position forward, so what do we do to sort of...
So one of the things I get, and I do this myself, so I'm kind of making sure, there's my club head, I'm feeling like my sternum is pointing at the back of the club head.
Yep.
Sometimes I will even say to people, why don't you just put your club back here and feel more at home? So I start, Mo Norman did that. He started with his club further back.
Okay.
And that kind of then doesn't make you want to do that.
Doesn't make you want to lean forward.
So it works very well.
And the other thing too is, don't be afraid to allow that right shoulder to be lower than the left shoulder, right? Because sometimes you're trying to keep everything nice and sort of level. You don't need to. You can allow that right shoulder to be lower. And it's like,
I remember years ago, people used to pretend, I'm like, oh, long wingspan. People used to pretend that they were like an aeroplane.
Okay.
So it's the aeroplane's tilting that way. Mm-hmm. So you can see, like you just said, my right shoulder's a little lower. Which is
natural because your right hand is lower than your left.
Yeah.
So it sort of has to happen that way. Yeah. I think people just assume, oh, I've got to level it back off.
And you don't.
And then you've opened up and, you know, the weight's
gone. Especially when that ball's forward, that creates a little issue. So if you can see, I've moved a little further forward, but so my sternum is pointing, see, way back here. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I will just have it there because this is the bottom of my arc.
Yeah.
And we all know
when you say you'll have it there, you'll
just
set
let
up
my
like
club
that,
rest there,
and then just move it forward.
I don't even move it forward somewhere.
Okay.
I just eliminate the first few inches of it. It's much easier. I've done that all my life.
You have actually. Dee's had this very unusual kind of waggle where you move the ball. We're not saying that's what everyone should do. No. But you can do that. You can do that.
And it works.
More comfortable.
Mo Norman did that. Jack Nicklaus never grounded his club. Mo Norman would have his club back here. Mm-hmm. You're eliminating the first part, and it's much easier for me now to set up because I'm keeping my sternum with my club head.
Why do we have the ball forward in a driver, Dee?
Well, the main reason we
when I spring these questions.
The main reason, lucky I know the answer. The main reason is that with the driver, we're wanting to create less backspin. Everyone gets backspin, but we're wanting less backspin. So the bottom of the arc, if you look with an iron, the club is still on its way down, so it's hitting down, creating more backswing. With the driver, we've reached the bottom of our arc and our club is on the way up. It's our club on the way up, and we often see people doing that and they misinterpret it. They go, you got to hit up on it. But your body doesn't go up, it's the club's reached the bottom.
That always worries me when people say you've got to hit up on a driver. I think, oh no, because most people top the ball, so if you try and hit up on something, it's going to be worse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So it's the club head that has hit the bottom. Now look, the club head is on its way up, not me on my way up.
Or you trying to lift it up.
So you're always trying to get less spin. So a good amount of spin, not that you have a flight scope, but a good amount of spin is around 2,500 revs.
And a bit of top spin is going to make it land and kick forward. We want as much distance as we can with the driver.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's the really important thing. Your driver swing, you still have the same amount of tilt forward with your posture. Everything's the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of sometimes to some people feels flatter, but it's actually on the same arc.
That's right. That's right. Allow that to go naturally.
So even if we went here, and I've still got my takeaway, and my wingspan's the same there. So my shaft here is exactly the same. It's just because it's longer.
It feels flatter.
But you don't want to try to make it flatter.
No, let it go naturally.
Don't you find that a misconception?
Right.
People say, oh, your driver swing has to be flatter. Well,
yeah, it just
really?
naturally will happen. You don't have to do anything to make it happen.
This stays the same. No, this angle here stays the same. No matter what, it's just the end of the club.
So essentially, all the swings are the same in golf, aren't they, Dee? Setups change a bit, club lengths change, clubs change a bit, but your basic swing motion is going to be pretty much the same.
It's just where you're putting the ball.
That's it.
And that affects what the club head's doing.
Bottom line from this tip is don't move your weight forward to meet the ball position forward. You can centre off your weight, allow your shoulders to be nice and
really, I'm blocking the view, but make sure that they're kind of square. You don't want your shoulder
this way. Yeah, we don't want to be open.
We don't want to be open.
Sometimes when you try and square them off, it actually opens them up a little bit, doesn't it? But get your posture right with driving and your driver, and it's just going to make life so much easier, right?
Yeah, and then you're just going to, just hop over there, Annie, because I'm just going to. So you're just going to now get yourself set up nicely, got the tilt.
You're going to hit a shot here, are you?
No, I'm going to hit this driver straight down here. It's all right, we're at Corinda, and we're just swinging back, swinging to.
Oh, we lost the mic.
Such power.
All right, so set yourself up well for your driver and you'll be off and away. Thanks, Dee.
Thank you, I haven't got a mic.